So in our last video, we dug out and poured the foundation to what will be a gorgeous hand-built stone sauna on the outside of the property, as well as poured the foundations for a roof that's gonna be going over top of the outdoor cooking area and over the outdoor fireplace. Well, today we're gonna switch gears and focus away from that stone sauna and focus on getting this roof up while the weather is so beautiful. Oh man, that is officially the end of our temporary outdoor kitchen, which is both sad and happy. You know, we're moving on to better things, but it served us quite well making coffee for the last couple of years. It was just officially in the way on its last leg, and now it's dead. So we've had to build up some scaffolding because we're about ready to jackhammer into our beautiful stone wall. So we need to place, I'm not sure how many, I think 4 to 6 beams into the stone wall to have it structurally supported. All of this has been designed by an expert engineer who actually brought out a LiDAR scanner and scanned the entire property and did all these super precise measurements, and then came up with a 3D rendering. And we're simply executing his plan to make sure everything is spot on. And of course, had we planned in advance for all of this, we could have, left spots open for the beams, but we just didn't have that information available to us at the time. So now we need to set up the scaffolding and jackhammer into our beautiful stone wall. And no, we haven't forgotten about this fountain over here. We've just been able to find the stones. These were very special stones that we had to find here, very difficult to find. So soon we'll have these shaped and build out and finish this fountain here as well. So right now we're trying to work out where to actually excavate and dig out for those beams to slot in. They need to align perfectly with where we've dropped all of the foundations. So we're using the simple 3, 4, 5 method. So we've got 3 meters this way, 4 meters this way, and the 5th being this angle here to figure out what's perfectly square away from the foundations in order to make a measurement then up here to line everything up. It's all very confusing, but this guy is the master.
Wow, tecnologia!
All right, so these are the holes that we're digging out for the beams that slot in. And then we needed to dig out all of this for a beam that runs along this edge as well in order to build that roof up. And then additionally dig beyond that so that we can put a gutter from this side as the roof slopes down. The gutter catches the water, which runs down here through a pipe and out.
Vabbè, vengo di sopra col martello? Tira! Tira, Bradey! Tira! Vai! Ok, grazie! Pronto? Bradey? Allo? Ti chiamano, Bradey?
All right, so allow me to explain to you what exactly we're doing. And these things actually work quite surprisingly well for ear protection. We have to dig out in order to find a spot to place a canal to take the water away, as well as a place to place the support beam. And while there was just a lot of rocks growing out into the wrong spot, should have prepared for this earlier on, but nope. Now we're dealing with it. I think I said earlier today that I was just along for the ride on this one, wasn't really sure what was going on. Well, I didn't really think that I would end up standing on the edge of that wall for the last 5 hours, digging and jackhammering in, creating some beam slots. But that's what we're doing today, which I know there's gonna be some safety concerns over this, but don't worry, I've got hearing protection and eye protection. Man, just look at the way the sun hits that mountain this time of year. It's just spectacular. Every morning that I wake up and I see the sun hitting that mountain, it pains me because I really want to get up there and go hiking. It's been a couple of months, but I'm pretty sure this Saturday, if my body's still able, is still moving, I'm gonna go hiking. But for now, there's some of the wood for the roof that still needs to be cut. So as we're waiting for that, we're gonna switch gears and move back to the sauna and start building up and getting ready to start chipping some stones. So I'm really excited to start construction on this stone sauna, as it's a great way for me to really test out my abilities with stonework. I feel like I've come a long ways with the actual shaping process, and I've learned so much through building the stone wall that we built here, through building the original stone room that we expanded onto the house. But realistically, through all of that time, I was just learning, and oftentimes in a language that I really didn't understand. So later on in the evening, I would Google things or try to watch YouTube videos to understand what was actually happening. And I feel like I have a really good grasp of everything, and it's now time to put that into practice and see if I fully understand and can fully contribute to building out this stone building. So there are two types of walls that we're going to be building with this stone sauna. The majority of the walls will be completely out of stone, but there'll be one wall that will be out of concrete because it's going to be a retaining wall that holds back the dirt that we dug away to make this spot here. That's what we're focusing on right now. And once we build out that concrete wall, which will never be seen at all, it'll be buried back in dirt. Of course, there'll be all kinds of water protection and whatnot. But after that concrete wall, then we'll be working on all of the stone surrounding walls.
Ma dove c'è il lazzaretto? Ma qua il dottore? Quello che c'è. Questo non va bene, è ubriaco, guarda. Guarda. Così e così. Così e così.
Ok.
Può andare bene questo con altro. Sì. Posto? Sì. Buono, iniziamo con le scale.
So there's not a lot of space to work back here or to film, but this is essentially what we're working with. We're building this outer wall here, which are all held together by these wall ties that we're gonna come back and place some metal rods that will support this all. And then that's where our concrete goes. As you guys know, a lot of work goes into making our videos, especially behind the scenes in the editing process. And one thing that can be really difficult is finding high quality music to use that's royalty free. But now that's where our channel partner Suno comes in. Suno is a music creation platform that makes creating custom music possible for everyone. What I love about Suno is just how easy it is to use. All I have to do is put in what type of song I want. For instance, I know that I want something with an acoustic guitar, something with a really peaceful vibe. All I have to do is type that into the song description area and a song will be generated for me. I then can change pieces of the song or edit or change as little or as much as I want to. You can even put in feelings that you want to be represented within the song. For instance, for this song, I typed in morning coffee in the mountains of Italy, and this is what it gave me. Fun process that can be as simple or as in-depth as you want to be. I've been really impressed with the quality of music that you can create, and it's just a great creative tool that you can collaborate and shape the music the way you like. You can use Suno as simply a creative outlet, or if you're using the songs commercially, you have full usage rights to any of the songs you make while subscribed to the platform. And every single song in this video was made with Suno, and if you want to try it out for yourself, you can go to suno.com. With that, thank you so much to Suno for sponsoring today's video. Non c'è biscotti oggi, ma c'è un salami e formaggio. I just went to unload a new tractor of supplies and I see this guy right here, which just makes me so ridiculously happy. The reason why is because I was really dreading having to fill these walls with concrete, because usually what that would mean is we'd have to carry up bucket by bucket and dump the concrete into the wall. I don't even know what these things are called, but you fill them up with concrete. Usually you raise them up with a crane. In this case, I'm assuming we're gonna use the excavator. And then you open up the chute and you fill it up with concrete that way. Oh, that's gonna be a game changer.
Chiuda su a questa.
Whew, man, it's kind of turned into a warm one with all of the running around and working in the sun, even though it's fall, which is why I'm grateful we're doing this in the midst of fall. For now, this entire wall is completely finished and ready to go. We're locked and loaded. All of these wall ties are connected with these metal bracing, and no, I don't know the English words for any of this, which is funny because I'm learning all of this in Italian. Then I have to go and research what the English words are later on in the evening. So for now, I don't know what these ties are called, but I do feel quite confident that now, finally, I've learned enough to where I can do this type of work by myself, which is exciting because I want to be able to take these skills back to our forest property and build a house out of concrete and stone there.
Andiamo?
What we're building now is not exactly OSHA approved, but it's Carlo approved.
Hai capito perché in Italia si muore giovani? Vieni, Bradey!
No.
Tu hai troppo paura di morire. Sì, una volta eravamo abituati alla morte, adesso no.
That's not how you use that.
Sì, ma non servono.
Oh yeah, so safe. Carlo is so smart. Hi! Vuoi passare? Ok, apri. Vai.
Ancora tanto?
Good job.
Fermo, No, 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 aspetta, allontanati un attimo.
Ho capito.
Alleluia.
Right. Man, having this extra equipment here has really changed the game. It's gone from a back-breaking process that I was really kind of dreading of carrying every single bucket of concrete up and over the wall on top of a ladder to honestly what is just, a little bit fun, which is weird to admit, but this is way more fun than having a concrete truck arrive. It's a lot easier to get work done if you just have enough room, and we've always struggled for space here, but we're getting it done. Just to show you how tight everything is, there's one water line. He's got to navigate around this guy, and then here is our other pipe right there that he's got to avoid. All right, so we've managed to get the majority of the concrete into the wall, and we're about 3/4 finished, which I cannot believe, because to move through at this pace having the extra machinery, having the excavator here, having that silo thing, whatever that's called, makes things so much easier and so much faster. But to see it all take shape and to be pouring these walls now, man, I know I keep saying this, but it really is just amazing to be back to work with these guys. We really do have the best team we could ever ask for.
Bradey, metti tu cemento?
No.
Metti tu cemento! Basta! Mi sono rotto le palle, Bradey!
Bravo!
Ma ancora su là, Ancora una macchina o due là. Acqua, Bradey! Bradey, guarda come si fa il cemento in Italia.
Oh yes, very nice.
Alza appena, Bradey.
All right, thought I'd give you a brief update from the top here, which for the record, I should say is quite the honor to be able to even be working up top here. So just to give you a little bit of context, in Italy, there's a bit of a hierarchy in terms of what you're allowed to do based on your experience level, how many years in the business, as well as your age, and as well as your hierarchy within the company. And from what I've observed, the person at the top of the wall, that's usually reserved for the person at the top of the hierarchy. And for them to ask me to do that today, that was really quite honoring and really showed that they trust the education that they've given me and where I've gotten. And I was honestly very honored to be allowed to be up there. And it also gave me the chance to learn something new, which I know is why they were letting me work the top of the wall. So for them to ask me to do it is honestly quite a huge honor. We're pretty much completely full, ready to smooth all of this out. Just the last little bit right in here to go. And then the concrete portion of this sauna will be completely finished. It'll be time to move on to the stonework. Man, it's been a big day, but this team is just awesome. And I'm really looking forward to moving on to the stonework for all of the visible walls of the sauna. All of the concrete you won't ever see. This was all just structural work. All of the visible walls will be out of stone, and that's the work that I'm really excited to get to. So as a thank you and as a little bit of a celebration, we've got some local cheese and some local salami and a nice sunset. All right, so the last big push of the day is to fill up this little section here. This top of the entire top of this wall needs to be filled up with concrete. We're also tossing in some stones as well. Well, we don't want to mix any more concrete, so we're trying to make it stretch as far as possible.
Ready?
All right, now we're officially tired and think this camera can see better than I can at this point. I cannot believe how quickly everything is coming together. They've actually run off to grab the first load of supplies to build the roof, even though it's basically dark currently. It'll be well after dark by the time they get back. But that means tomorrow morning, we're gonna start building this roof. We'll take a little bit of a pause on the outdoor sauna here, switch gears to the roof. Like I've said before, I'm just along for the ride. They do what they want. They bounce back and forth as they want to. Again, just so grateful to have such an amazing team and very grateful for you guys being here with us as well. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.